Wait, this is actually Lego? You better believe it. Come with me, let's explore one of the strangest chapters in Lego history. This is Lego Znap. Let's look at all the cool and downright weird stuff that Znap has to offer. And we'll see how its pieces can be used in modern Lego creations. Now, there's a lot to discuss, including why this theme contributed to Lego almost going bankrupt. Let's begin. Znap was an old Lego theme that launched back in 1998. And yeah, it wasn't around for all that long because it was discontinued in the following year in 1999. Many adult fans of Lego theorized that this theme was made to combat another construction toy at the time, and that was K'NEX. I had some K'NEX sets as a kid, they were pretty cool. And I guess Lego was like, oh, we need our own version. So the building system focuses on these rather strange pieces that snap together. There are various construction methods that involve stringing elements together, placing certain pieces inside one another, and you end up with these interesting models. Models that are kind of like wireframe builds. Yeah, it's strange to think that this was actually a Lego product. It feels nothing like Lego. Now remember, of course, this was released during a time when the Lego group was, well, experiencing a lot of financial problems. These problems were caused by many things. There was infrastructure issues, they were underperforming on a lot of their brand new sets, and the company was just making too many new elements and so many new colors, and that was costing them more money than, well, the sets were making. There's an article on Business Insider that states that the Lego Znap products were one of the toys that, quote, almost ruined the company. I think it's that. This kind of experimentation, all of these new pieces, it is expensive to make. And then it didn't perform well, so I guess they didn't make much money off of it. And this wasn't the only theme they were doing stuff like this with. Too much new stuff that was expensive to make and then wasn't performing well? Yeah, you can understand why that didn't pay off in the end. So look, not the best chapter in Lego history, but still a super interesting one to look at. Cause look at these crazy sets. Some of them even had motors as well. Wild. And one more wild thing about Znap was one of the commercials. The voiceover for it stated that there was a virus going around that all the kids are catching, and that virus is called Znap. So be like these cool kids and get glowing red eyes, and be addicted to playing with Lego Znap. What? Look, I'm sure kids enjoyed it back then. As for the adult fans of Lego, well, I love this quote here from the Lego Wikipedia article on Znap. It says the following. Znap is one of several Lego product lines with alternate building systems that have been rejected by the adult fans of Lego. They see it as impure and not Lego. So there you go. I am not one of those AFOLs, I actually kind of really like Znap, even though it's weird. Alright, let's take a look at a Znap set to better understand this strange theme. And I think we're going to take a look at one of the best ones. This is set number 3581 Formula Z car in storage box. The set comes with 171 pieces, and when you look at them all together like this, it looks like way more than 171. The big size of the pieces, you feel like you're getting really good value for your money. And all this was only $20 US back in the day. Crazy. Here's a look at some of the interesting pieces. Later on in the video, I'll show you how you can use them in your own creations, because there are some pretty helpful pieces here that work well in modern mocks. Now, I had some Znap as a kid. I guess I caught the Znap virus back in the day. And I do believe I threw out a lot of my Znap pieces as a kid because I actually just thought they were K'NEX. And I thought, well, I don't want this anymore, I only want Lego. But you can see why I didn't realize they were Lego. I mean, look at them. This looks nothing like Lego. Although occasionally you can see the Lego logo on these pieces, so yeah, they are, don't worry. So yeah, the name of the set hinted at a storage box. Here it is. At first glance, this seems like a lot of fun. What a great idea to give you something to store your pieces in. I think more modern Lego sets should do something like that, right? It's a carry case to carry it around in, this is cool. But the edges of the box, they don't really make it easy for you to remove the pieces. Things get stuck very easily. The parts are frickin' hard to remove. I mean, here, look, I'm shaking the heck out of the box and they are not falling out. Yes, some pieces fall out, but there's like 10 pieces in there that I could not remove. It's not the best design, unfortunately. You do get a pretty thick instruction book that gives you breakdowns on how you can build a bunch of models. Everything you're seeing here you can build. And there's other inspiration images that don't come with instructions, but it's easy enough to reverse engineer. Man, look at all of these like gaudy 90s designs. Crazy looking colors, psychedelic patterns. I mean, what is this weird mesh thing that's surrounding all of these models? I love how weird this is. So yeah, as for those instructions, you can build whatever this is, or this thing. And I guess like, I don't know, a box? What is that? I promise you, the instructions do get better. There's some actually pretty cool stuff you can build here. And there's a lot that you can build, so I'm not going to go through every model because we'd be here all day. I'm just going to highlight some of my personal favorites now. One of the earliest models you can make is, I don't know, what is this? I tried to stand this upright, but you can't. It just falls over on itself. Although actually, while it's down here, you can see how some of the individual pieces can rotate and flex. I guess you could argue that's kind of like a key feature of LEGO Znap, other than of course snapping the pieces together. Looking at it from above, I guess this is meant to be a lady. Yeah, this is her nose, that's the smile, this is her hair, and then these are... Alright, LEGO. The next model we have here I really love. It's probably my favorite of the bunch. It's a little ship. I mean, this is wonderfully robust and sturdy, and it's using some of these larger curved panels for sails. That is clever. And there's some neat little, additional details and all sorts of stuff here. I like this a lot. Here it is next to a minifigure so you can get an idea of how large this is. You only get 171 pieces in this set, and this model doesn't use all of them. For so few pieces, you get a pretty sizable model. Up next is what appears to be a blimp. It's kind of fun. They certainly got the shape of it right, despite the large gaps. But that's the style of Znap, isn't it? So look, Znap is relatively sturdy, but given that it can bend and twist, yeah, the ship likes to kind of fall in on itself. This one is nowhere near as sturdy as the boat we were just looking at. Still, turning these tires into turbines? That's a nice touch. Now then we have some very early constructible action figures. You get these. One is meant to represent, I guess, a father with his larger belly, sure. You get a smaller child, and it's a little cute version of the dad. I like it. And then the mother who... Okay, why is this the second big-breasted female in a LEGO set? I mean, this is a kid's toy, come on. Anyway, the figures do have some level of posability, moving the head, the limbs, and actually these limbs make use of these yellow elements, because you'll see they can bend and flex. You'll see that the black connectors can rotate and move. It's fascinating, isn't it? As a kid, I always thought that these looked a little bit like bees. Anyway, yeah, these characters are certainly unique, and I like that when you put them near a minifigure, they almost look like some kind of celestial being or a trio of gods. It's kind of fun. But let's finish up with the main star of this set. It's this Formula Z car that the set is named after. And mate, this is massive. Here it is next to a minifigure so you can see just how big it really is. It's wild that this set was $20 back in the day. I mean, this feels on par with your modern Technic supercar sets. It's about the same size. It's fascinating to see how all the different pieces have been repurposed and reused. There's a lot of versatility in every single element. You can use them in so many ways, and every way looks pretty good. Getting so many pieces and a wide variety of instructions to make stuff with them, that's amazing. There is also a hidden feature within this toy. Let's look down at the wheels. You can actually flip them over, and now this becomes a kind of Back to the Future style hover car. That's fun. They didn't need to put that in, but they did. I like that. Look dude, this huge car is well made. It looks cool, it's sturdy, it's great. Honestly man, it's just awesome that this set is this little creative parts pack. It gives you so many pieces, so much inspiration, and so many instructions. It's hours of fun. I love that. Despite Znap's weirdness and barely looking like Lego, it's actually kinda awesome. And speaking of awesome, look at the back page of the instruction manual, showing you what you could do if you bought like, I don't know, 50 Znap sets. That's wild. Hey, look at this little dude inside there. He's so excited. So look, it's safe to say that Znap is secretly pretty cool. But what about using these pieces in a more modern context? Let's see how the community uses these parts. Joxon has used these quite well, building a nice little elk. The shaping on this is wonderful. There's a charm to how simple this is. How elegant. Lord Oblivion is up next, and they've crafted an exotic little creature. I do like how these purple connectors have been strung together, forming a kind of like snake tail and belly. Phenomenal. But don't forget, you can use these pieces in conjunction with other elements. Cement Addiction uses Znap for the limbs on this dude, and we see them alongside some Knight's Kingdom pieces, some system parts. It's great. Hey, this is your reminder. Get some Znap pieces and use them to build an exotic Bionicle. Or, why not stick with the classics and make a wonderful dragon just like Aiden Builds has done, using the smaller grey connectors for claws and the purple connectors for eyes. I mean, even just the curves of the neck and the tail. This is cool. But then Redverse uses just the purple connectors. That's it. The rest is pretty much all Technic and Bionicle. The purple pieces are used here on the torso. Yeah, when you sprinkle in a few Znap elements onto your latest creation, sometimes that can be the perfect finishing touch. Now let's finish off with Ivan Martinov. He's recreated a Vaki exclusively using Znap. I mean, seeing them side by side like this, you can see that he's just nailed the shape and the form of this dude. These rounded red pieces, they replicate the shape of the blades so nicely. See, that's the beauty of Bionicle. It doesn't matter what pieces you use to make one, it's still gonna look great. The visual look of every character is so iconic, it translates well into anything. There you have it. That's my deep dive into LEGO Znap, and all of its interesting pieces too. And actually, Znap sets are relatively affordable today. If you want the set that I have, you can pick it up for about 60 US bucks. That's fairly reasonable. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and don't forget, take a look at the links in the description below. There you can see more work from the builders that I featured today. Thanks for watching, guys, happy building, and bye for now. So there were 19 Znap sets released in 1998. That's a lot of sets for it to underperform.